So before I start this video, I just want to give a warning that I am going to be talking about suicide and also topics of serious mental health conditions within this video and serious mental health situations. So without further ado, this is my very first video. I'm going to be telling my story of going through psychosis, going to the hospital, going to the mental hospital, and then being diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. So this is going to be that video. So before that stuff happened, before I actually did go through what you would call, I was about to say legitimate psychosis, but it could be said that what I was going through before was some form of legitimate psychosis. But there was a stage before the psychosis, before things got serious, where I started getting, I don't know, pretty paranoid about a lot of stuff. And I started seeing like shadows of people. I started seeing shadows of people as I was walking. I remember I was working the night shift at the time, and I would be walking into work, and I'd see like shadows of people in the corner of my eye. I didn't necessarily think there was a person there. Maybe for a split second I did, but yeah, it was weird. That was to start with. That was probably about a month before I went to the hospital, and yeah, then I wound up moving. Well, before I wound up moving states, I remember having a conversation with my mother because she came to visit me, and I remember telling her, I think I might have schizophrenia. Like, I think I might have schizophrenia, and I could tell my mom was pretty concerned. I was gonna say I felt bad. I, in a sense, did, but at the same time, I don't want to say it's my fault. I don't want to say it's my fault, but I'm gonna go into some things in a second. Basically, before this psychosis culminated into something that was very, very serious, I was smoking a lot of, at the time it was Delta 8 marijuana. I don't know if you call that marijuana, but it was Delta 8. I don't know if any of you guys know what Delta 8 is, but it was Delta 8 marijuana. I used to smoke normal marijuana before that, and about that year I started smoking a lot. And I'm not saying that it's Delta 8's fault that this happened. I don't know. I just know what I was doing, and I know what happened, and I don't think that marijuana in any form is a positive thing as far as I'm not saying it's not a positive thing in any form. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm trying to say it's not something that's going to help you avoid psychosis. If you are a person that might be prone to struggling with psychosis, it's not something that's going to help you avoid psychosis. Marijuana, I will say that. I believe that. So that's what I'll say about that. And I was smoking a good amount at that time, basically daily. So I was doing that along with some other things which I'll get into at another time, but that was what I think was probably one of the main contributors, but I can't say for sure. So yeah, I wound up moving to the state that my mom lived in, and I wound up moving over there and staying with her for a while. Well, I stayed with her for a couple of years, I believe, but I want to get through this video. I don't want this video to be an hour-long video. But I stayed with my mom, and about a month into me staying with her, I also quit everything. I stopped smoking weed. I stopped vaping. I used to vape nicotine. And I stopped doing those things. I stopped other things too, which I'll just say right now is I don't want to take too much time on that, but I was taking something called phenibut, and that there is withdrawals from that, so I believe withdrawals from that contribute as well. But basically, I had withdrawals from all those things. I think all those things. I remember telling my mom like a week or two in. I told my mom, I want to go out to my car and smoke and talk to my friend, just get away. Just get away because I felt overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed with the withdrawals. I felt overwhelmed with the moving from, back to the state that I was living in before. And, I wanted to get away. And, my mom was like, no, you can't do that. And she just, she was trying to bunker me down and be like, you're trying to get clean. You gotta commit to yourself. You got to stay true to yourself. And that's what I wound up doing. I tried that. I did that, and for a while I did that, and that's when the psychosis kicked in, probably like 3 weeks later. But it wasn't just psychosis. It was mania first, because I felt mania, onset of mania, and that was me not sleeping for a few days. Like, I just felt amped and I couldn't sleep for a few days, which later turned into 5 days, but of not sleeping. But I felt amped, I couldn't sleep, and then after maybe 2 or 3 days of not sleeping, the psychosis started to slowly creep in, and it got to the point where at the end of the psychosis, I legitimately thought the world was ending. I thought the world was ending, and the things were wrapping up. Like, that was gonna be it, like some biblical stuff. Like, that's what I was thinking. And obviously that wasn't happening, and I wound up going to the hospital. I wound up freaking out inside the hospital, in my mind or in reality, I don't know, because I never asked anybody. But I flipped over a security guard and tried to escape. Well, I tried to escape, then flipped over a security guard, and then I got transferred to another hospital. At that hospital, I was there for a month. I got put on a bunch of meds, and it took about maybe 2 weeks, but within 2 weeks, I was damn near zombied out. I lost touch with almost all of my emotions. And went to a pretty dark place, but somehow I kept looking at a light, and the things were not over. And I wound up going home. And went to my mom's house, and she picked me up from the hospital. I went home, and I kind of faced my new reality. And things were very different, and it took a while, but this didn't take a while. I got in touch. My mom got me in touch with a psychiatrist who helped me out a lot. He pretty quickly started lowering the meds I was taking, and this part took a while because he quickly started to lower them, but for it to make a significant impact on me feeling better and feeling more emotions, feeling more like myself, it took over a year. It took a while. And I'm still on meds to this day. Like, I don't get into that later, but I'm not completely like off meds or anything like that. I'm still on meds to this day. I'm on significantly less, but the meds got lowered. And I started to do better. I also went to a farm that I was volunteering at. I was volunteering at a farm, and I was doing work over there because I couldn't really work. I was basically disabled. Like, I was legit disabled. I applied for disability. Actually, and they denied me, which was freaking wild. That was wild. Like, getting denied for disability, they told me, "Oh, you're disabled, but you can't get disability." I was like, "What is, like, you can't get the checks?" And I was really hoping for that. I was not devastated, but nearly devastated over that. And within all this, that volunteering at the farm, I will say that volunteering at the farm, it gave me something to do. Like, it gave me something to do because I didn't have much to do, and it kept me physically active. I exercised too. That helped me a lot in getting better, I believe. I exercised. When I went through a month where I didn't exercise, I felt significantly worse because when I stubbed my toe, a water bottle fell on my toe, broke my toe, couldn't really walk much, so I couldn't exercise really. But yeah, throughout this, about, I want to say 9 or 10 months after getting out of the hospital, I messaged a very beautiful girl who I saw online, who I connected with online, and I started talking to her, and that she helped me a lot. She helped me a lot. She gave me motivation. She talked to me about what I was going through. I talked to her about what she was going through, and it was very helpful for me to get back into a better state of mind. It got to the point where I started driving again, because I wasn't driving for a while, but I started driving again. And yeah, good things were happening. I was driving again, and I started working. I started working towards something pretty significant because of what I was aiming to do. And what I did is I married that girl about a year and a half later, almost 2 years later after talking to her. I married her. And yeah, that's been hugely life changing. Like I got my own place, like a place for me and her before that, and we got married, and I've been working. I got another job that is even better than the job I had before, where I'm making a little bit more, well, significantly more money. It's not a lot of money at all, but compared to what I was making before, it's significantly more money, and I feel like I'm on the up. And it's pretty incredible because I went through all of this, like all this stuff that was told to me. They told my mom, like, oh, I'll never be okay again. She would always have to be basically taking care of me, like stuff like that. And that's crazy to me, because here I am today, like with a job, driving, married, with a wife, taking care of my wife. Like, it's incredible. I really feel blessed. Like God has blessed me, and like I've been blessed. And something I forgot to mention too is, my mom, she helped me a lot. I said it, but I didn't say it. I should have said it more clearly. But my mom helped me a lot. Like, my mom was there for me. She would organize my medication for me when I couldn't do it myself. Because I was, like I said, I was damn near zombied out. Like, and she had me on a vegan diet, and I believe that helped. She had me on a lot of supplements that I believe helped, turmeric, things like that. Like, and yeah, I'm just grateful to be where I'm at. I'm really grateful to be where I'm at, and yeah, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see what the future holds, and I'm looking forward to continuing to make videos on this channel. I don't know how long. I guess I'm about 12 minutes in, but that's what I'll say for now. Yeah, I think I covered what I wanted to cover, guys. Like, and I'll say this: like, the job I'm working in now, like, it's the old field. Like, it's very closely related to the field I worked in before I had my psychosis and everything. Like, it's like there, but in a sense better because it's more consistent. All right, yeah, I'll get into that later, but it's been more consistent. And I started working in the field I was working in before, and it's like, wow, like, that's really cool. Like, I got to there. I don't wanna glow or anything. I just want to tell my story, and I feel very glad about it. I want to share that with you guys, and there's gonna be a lot more videos to come talking about my experiences, and hopefully being able to help you guys as well. If you have anything to say, please leave a comment below. Subscribe. There's going to be more videos. If you like what you heard, please make sure to give this video a like, a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys listening, and I hope to hear from you guys. And I don't know how I forgot about this, guys, because this was a pretty significant part of the story and what happened. But when I was going through my psychosis, I did have suicidal thoughts. It was beyond suicidal thoughts. I legitimately wrote down bank account information and a note for my parents to have what I had, to have my money, because I didn't want it to go to waste. I wanted it to be for them, for their lives. So yeah, that didn't happen, thank God. I didn't do that. I didn't actually, do that. And I'm here. So I'm here making this video. I can share this experience with you guys because I didn't follow through with those thoughts, and I did have my mom who was there for me at the time, and my family was there for me to, calm me down enough to not do that. But yeah, I wanted to just touch on that because that was a reality, and that was a pretty significant part of the situation. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got something from it. And hope it can uplift somebody, or more than somebody. I hope it can uplift. But thank you, guys. Bye.